Welcome to the Esoteric Cat Tarot. My name is Eve, and I have been reading cards for nearly 50 years. And today, Spirit guided me to pull out the Path of Shadow cards to start with, which means we're going to do some shadow work today, y'all. I have no clue what comes up in these readings until they come up. These are channeled. They come through me, not from me. So, if you are new here, this is a Thursday collective community reading. If it's meant for you, you will know it. Okay? While I shuffle these cards and get my energy into them, I want you to concentrate on putting your energy into these cards. That way we can get the best message possible. And what I like to do is I like to pull some cards guided by Spirit and then turn them over and put them together for your message. And then if we need to clarify things or go deeper, then we will. Hopefully this noise outside is not picking up. I live near the post office, and evidently there's a giant truck right out by my window right now. Okay, let's turn these over, y'all. Let's put my glasses on so I can see them. Overthinking and an abandoned carnival. Interesting. Each thought a labyrinth, endless, obscure. There is no peace amidst the self-imposed torture. Yeah. Those of y'all that overthink like I do, you know exactly what that feels like. It is self-imposed torture. Let's see. Abandoned carnival. What once was vibrant remains more silenced and still. This place held laughter even if no one could hear. What was once vibrant remains now silenced and still. The place held laughter even if no one could hear. Overthinking, silencing yourself, making yourself small for someone. What's happening? What's happening here? You're losing yourself. Is it a relationship? Is it the struggle of the world? What is it? We're going to find out. You're overthinking. You've lost your laughter, your vibrance. You're making yourself smaller and you're shrinking. You're shrinking yourself to fit somewhere, to fit someone's picture of you. Opening the circle and raising winds. Opening the circle is 33. Repeating numbers are always very important. Protection, ritual, lessons, simplicity. See that? That's the evil eye, the eye in the hand, protection. The, what is that called? I forget what it's called. It's called something that starts with H. If you know it, drop it in the comments. And if I remember it, I will put it up here in editing. Magical release, calling, intention, stronghold, raising the winds. You raise the winds to blow it all away. In magic, you're raising the winds. You're raising the winds to blow it all away. It blows it away when you raise the winds. When you raise the winds, you're doing it to blow something away. Yeah. So what are you trying to release? What are you trying to release whatever this is that's silencing you, that's keeping you small? Is that what's happening? Slow and steady and detour. Slow and steady, patience is the key. Patience is the key. I feel like that goes over here. And detour, change course, change your course. Stop overthinking, stop making yourself small. Sacrifice and river woman. What are you sacrificing? What are you sacrificing by making yourself small? By making yourself less than who you are? What are you sacrificing by trying to fit into someone else's picture of what you're supposed to be? Think about it. This card here always reminds me of like the Sacred Heart of Mary, and then like this, with the stigmata. If you're Catholic, you know what I'm talking about. And, Mary sacrificed herself, right? She sacrificed herself. And the stigmata is all about Jesus sacrificing himself. I know this is getting a little religious. Some of you may be surprised because I am not a Christian. I'm a practicing witch, and there are Christian witches, but I'm not one of them. I used to be Catholic. But this really speaks to my Catholicism background. It makes me think of that someone sacrificing themselves. They're sacrificing themselves because they feel like that's what they're supposed to do for the greater good. They feel like if they are sacrificing themselves, they're going to be rewarded somehow. That, like mothers, us mothers will give our life for our kids. And then now we have this huge movement of children who are not even speaking to their parents. I don't know what's going on with these millennials and Gen Z, and I'm not going to get on that tangent, but it is very disrespectful. It doesn't matter what your parents did to you. All of us had shitty parents, but all of those parents were doing the best that they could with what they knew at the time and what they had. And you have to show your parents grace. But I'm not getting on that tangent. But it's like that kind of thing, right? You're sacrificing yourself. You're sacrificing yourself. You're making yourself smaller. You're overthinking. You're hiding your laughter. You're sacrificing yourself. And this little bird here, this is your ancestors. They're like, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. You don't have to give up yourself. River woman, this is what you need to be. You need to sacrifice is going over here. Going over here with the change that needs to happen with the overthinking and the river woman. You gotta flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let your spirit flow. Patience, Patience. When you sit and you watch the river, you're patient, right? You're just sitting there and watching it flow. You're not trying to make the river flow a different direction. You're just sitting there and enjoying it. You're not overthinking. Hopefully you're not. Hopefully you're there kind of like in a meditative way, like I do. When I look at the river, I live near the river. I've always lived near rivers and I love it. Ritual, lesson, simplicity, protection. Raising the winds, releasing, and look, she's releasing. Slow and steady, she's releasing. You have to release this. You have to release this mentality, this overthinking, this making yourself smaller, sacrificing yourself. Girls, women, we do this all the time. We sacrifice ourselves for everyone else. We run ourselves ragged to make sure everyone else is happy. And we got to stop. You got to stop. Time to stop that, okay? Let's stop that. This is the shadow work that's coming out that needs to happen. This shadow work. This is why these cards came out, because you are sacrificing yourself. You are making yourself smaller. You are denying your true authentic self. You are overthinking. You are like, oh my gosh, if I do this, this person won't like me. If I don't clean the house, my man will leave. You know what I'm saying? If I don't pack the perfect lunch, the kids at school will make fun of my kid. If I don't go out and buy the latest, greatest Stanley Cup or whatever is the craze now for my kids, then I'm a bad mom. Okay? Stop it. Stop with running that in your mind. You've got this tape playing in your head, and all it's doing is telling you to be small, telling you that you're terrible. Stop. You need to stop. You need to change course and stop doing that. You need to start thinking about yourself a little bit, okay? Especially mothers. I want to talk to you if you're a mother. If you're not a mother, you might get something out of this too, but I know that this is leaning a lot toward mothers. And you don't have to have given birth to a child to be their mother. If you are the person who is caring for this child and raising it and sacrificing for this child, then you are a mother. And this is going to be a controversial thing. Spirit has a controversial thing coming out here. Stop. Stop sacrificing yourself for these children. I know that sounds terrible, but it's kind of like the airplane. When you go on an airplane and they say, put your mask on yourself before you do your child. Because you can't help your child if you're passed out and dead in the airplane, right? Stop sacrificing yourself for your child. You can't help your child. You cannot show your child what a real grown adult woman who loves herself, who stands in her power, who stands in her authenticity is if you're not doing it. Your children are watching you. And so many people now with this whole thing of the kids, disowning the parents thing, they have sacrificed and they have given up everything and they're left with nothing. I mean, we have people who have, mortgaged their houses to pay for their kids' college, things like that. And then the kid is just like, oh, well, too bad. I'm done with you. I'm not talking to you anymore. I've taken everything you have. You hear the train whistle? Pay attention to this. Pay attention. If you hear the train whistle, pay attention. When spirit does things like that, it means you got to pay attention. Train, it's time to go. Trying to get on that train, right? Time to change that course. Time to stop overthinking. Time to reclaim your laughter. Time to reclaim your laughter, okay? Stop overthinking. Stop sacrificing. Stop giving up everything for everyone. And stop thinking that if you pour enough into your children, that they're going to pour back into you when they're grown up. Because a lot of these children aren't. I don't know what's happening with society. I was raised that you take care of your parents, your grandparents, your aunt, uncle, whatever. You take care of your elders, you respect them, and you take care of them. When they get old, you take care of them. Whatever it is that they need. I don't care if they're a grumpy old bitch. You go over there and you clean their house, right? Because they can't do it. It is showing respect to them for all the sacrifices they have done for you when you were growing up. But these kids now are not doing it. So, what did we sacrifice for? Think about it. Because in my eyes, these aren't good kids. I know this is controversial. Because we say, oh, we sacrificed so we could raise really good human beings, really positive citizens, and all that. They're not. They're not. They're not good human beings if they are not respecting their elders and they are not taking care of the generations before them and they are not even understanding their history. So I've been on a tirade there, so let me not. Spirit takes me down a path and it has to come out. I'm telling you. But yeah, stop. Stop sacrificing yourself. Think about yourself. I'm not saying be selfish. I'm not saying don't take care of your kid. But I am saying don't pour from an empty cup. Don't pour that last drop from that empty cup into their cup that is overflowing. Okay? That's exactly what I'm saying. Drop me a comment if this resonates. You don't even have to tell me anything really. Drop me some emojis. I just want to know that people are hearing this, that this is hitting, that there's someone out there who understands this message. We're getting a goddess message now. Let's see what the goddess has to say to us. Well, this is interesting. This is Simidia. I'm not good at pronouncing these names, y'all. This is the goddess of vengeance. Huh. Your difficulties transform you. Take heart, for you will be vindicated. Take heart, for you will be vindicated. Whatever you're sacrificing for, whether it's your kids, which came through a lot in here, or whether it's just to keep a relationship, because I know a lot of people do that. They will make themselves small, make themselves another person just to keep a relationship, and that's not okay. It's making you angry. Even if you don't realize it, you got anger in there. You got anger in there, and you're feeling this. You're feeling like you want to be vindicated. Especially, even if you're in the midst of it right now, you might not be feeling that anger. Like if you are currently raising your children and sacrificing everything for them, and you are currently in a relationship and sacrificing everything for it, or you are working and sacrificing everything for your work, okay? When you're in the midst of it, you might not be feeling the anger, but the anger is going to come. The anger is going to come because you have this idea of what is going to happen from your sacrifice, okay? You are sacrificing yourself. You are making yourself smaller. You're not laughing. You're not enjoying. You know what I'm saying? You're hiding your circus under a tent. You're not letting people come in and see how amazing your circus is and how full of joy and laughter it is. You're hiding it under a tent because someone or something says that you have to do that and you have to sacrifice yourself. And it's just going to make you angry in the long run. When things come out and you realize you have sacrificed yourself for nothing, that's when the anger sets in. That's when you want to be vindicated. So don't get to that point, okay? I think that's what this message from God is. Don't let it get to that point. See what I'm telling you right now and take a detour and make that change, okay? That's what these messages are. These messages are guidance. It's not fortune telling. I'm not saying, oh, 100% you're taking a detour tomorrow on the road to work, okay? If you do, drop me that in the comment because that will be amazing. But that's not what I'm saying. This is guidance. This is it's like therapy in a way. You know, this isn't a parlor trick. This is the way that I do tarot. It's almost like therapy. Spirit comes through me and tells me the messages you need to hear to help you decide for yourself what you want to do. and shares possible outcomes. And the possible outcome with you continuing to sacrifice yourself and to make yourself small and forget about your own dreams and your own happiness is that one day you're going to wake up mad. You're going to wake up mad. And you're going to be like, what the hell was this even for? I've wasted my life. You're going to wake up, at 50, give or take, depending on how old your children are when they reach adulthood, how old you are when your children reach adulthood. And you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, what the hell did I do with my life? And you're going to be mad. And then when your children basically spit in your face and are like, thanks, but no thanks, bye, you're going to be even madder. Or when that man that you've spent all of these years being what he wants you to be, when he, does a waiting to exhale and you're going to burn that car, baby. And nothing feels better than burning that car. And if you've not seen Waiting to Exhale, watch it. But yeah, that's totally this energy. She sacrificed everything. Everything. She put him through medical school. She did everything. And then he tossed her to the side like she was trash. Yeah. The job. The job you're working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, putting in all the overtime. Especially, like I have friends that are lawyers and stuff, and they put in all of this time hoping to rise up in the law firm, right? Because if you don't put in all the time, somebody else is, and they're going to be the ones that make partner, right? But in the end, is it worth it? All of those, 30 years of working nonstop and not really having a life? Was that worth it? You're going to wake up one day and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm partner. I had all this money. But what the hell have I done with my life? What happened to that little girl who wanted to be a ballerina? You know? So, take this message, do what you will, but it's time to stop sacrificing yourself for everybody else. Stop sacrificing yourself for everybody else. That's the message from Spirit. Because if you continue to do it, it's going to make you a bitter old bitch, okay? You don't want to be a bitter old bitch. Don't do that. And those of y'all that are older and maybe coming into your bitter old bitch phase, let it go. Let it go, baby. If your kids aren't talking to you, if your man has decided to leave you, burn the car. Burn the car and then let it go. Do some symbolic ritual. Burn it. For me, it's burning. Write a letter and throw it in a fire, whatever. Burn it. Total destruction. And then let it go. Don't dwell on it. Don't let it make you this bitter old bitch. Just be like, yeah, that's really fucked what they did to me. I gave them everything, and in return, they're just a bunch of assholes. But don't let that make you bitter for the rest of your life, because you know what? You're never too old to start again. So you got to do your ritual. You got to burn it down or bury it in the dirt, whatever it is for you, to get rid of that anger and let it go, and then find your joy again and move on with your life. Because the best revenge is being happy. The best revenge is being happy and full of laughter. The best revenge is opening your circus back up, finding all that joy and laughter. Okay, babies, that's it. That's this reading. Make sure you subscribe. If you're not subscribed, then you get notified of posts when I put them up. Go over in the community posts on the YouTube channel. There's some polls there I'd like y'all to answer about things you want to see. A new one's dropping every week. Every Wednesday, I think I have them scheduled to drop for the next, like, couple months. Because I'm trying to find out more about what you want me to do on here, what you'd like to see, what times to post, all that stuff. If you know someone who is sacrificing themselves, send this message to them in a text message. Send the link to this video to them in a text message or a Facebook Messenger or a DM on Instagram and be like, girl, stop sacrificing yourself. You got to listen to this. You don't want to be a bitter old bitch when you're old. You want to be the happy, crazy, eccentric woman that runs around and chases butterflies and does what? Blows bubbles on our porch every day. That's me with my long, flowing white hair sitting on my porch blowing bubbles. The other day, there's a baby that lives across the street from me. He's like 3 now. And the other day, my daughter was outside. She lives across the street. And he was like, where's your mom? And she's like, she's in the house. He's like, I want to see your mom. So she had to call me on the phone because he wanted me to come out and blow bubbles. They're so cute. But yeah, be that. Don't be a bitter old bitch. Be the magical mimsy that runs around and chases butterflies and blows bubbles and doesn't care what other people think because she is so full of joy and happiness and life that if people want to think she's a crazy woman, let them think. All right. Love your faces, y'all. Kisses.